Rasa-pancadhyayi, Chapter 30, 10th Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 12. By the causeless mercy of the Guru Varga, we have been hearing this Srimad Rasa-pancadhyayi. When the Lord Himself goes distance from His devotees at that time, or if the Lord goes distance from some person, no one will be ready to give that person affection or love or mercy. And when if the Lord is pleased with someone and with them at that time, then everyone's mercy naturally comes to one. Just like the Lord's potency and the Lord's associates, they all give mercy to that person who the Lord is pleased with. The gopis prayed to the different plants, trees, creepers, the deer, the earth herself. They prayed to Tulasi, to the earth goddess, to the deer, and they also prayed to the creepers and everyone. And they begged for everyone's mercy. However, no one gave them mercy or fulfilled their heart's wish. They did not say where Sri Krishna was. At that time, the gopis, they were moving in the forest, searching for Krishna, thinking of the Lord, and they asked everyone in Braj and prayed to everyone. In this way they went forward. When they arrived in one place and saw the creepers and the plants, it was like they were bowing down as if they had met Krishna and were bowing down in some ecstasy. And they also saw that Krishna was not alone. They saw a second pair of footprints and they understood that someone else was with Krishna. For example, when Krishna entered the Rasa Mandal, he was wearing a Tulsi Mala and a Bhajanti Mala. Here, it is said that the garland and the flowers, there were some flowers there, fallen on the path. While wandering with his beloved, some flowers were there, so they thought certainly Krishna is nearby, because the fragrance of those flowers, we can smell them here. Also, they saw the footprints. Now, they thought, oh, who is so fortunate to be with Sri Krishna? Who is so fortunate that Krishna took her with him? Meaning, that person who is extremely dear to the Lord, if we take shelter of that person, then by their mercy, certainly we will also get the mercy of the Lord, and He will accept us as His own. And as long as we are not in the shelter of His beloveds, then the Lord will not accept us. We will not be able to control Him or conquer Him with our love. He will not give us His darshan and relationship. But who is dear to Him? Therefore, the gopis, now they were present there considering this. Now they had no jealousy, and they no longer had any pride of their good fortune. They had a mood of surrender or sharanagati. Those gopis who are in Radharani's party, her paksha, they were very happy seeing the second pair of footprints and knowing they were Radharani's. But they would not say this or reveal it to everyone who were not in their own group. But they knew this was Radharani. When they went forward, they continued now. The gopis now moving forward continued speaking. O Sakis, let us ask these creepers here. They have embraced their husbands, the trees, and they are experiencing pulak and romancha, ecstatic symptoms. Certainly they have been touched by Sri Krishna. They have so much good fortune. Meaning, they saw that in this world, any object or substance or any person, anywhere, if the Lord and His dear associates or the devotees, if the foot dust of the Lord and His devotees and dear ones have not touched that person, then everyone, because of being distanced from the Lord, they are very sad. The happiness will never be able to reach them at all times. They will have many varieties of anxiety and worry. They will never be able to become one-pointed, and they do not take shelter of mantra. When one takes shelter of the mantra and worships presiding deity of the mantra, without becoming connected to Paramatma, the Supersoul, one cannot have this spiritual happiness. And those who are connected to the Lord, or those upon whom the mercy of the Lord has showered upon, then they have no lacking of anything. All kinds of happiness are naturally present with them. Now, when the gopis saw that in this forest everyone is happy, everyone is very pleased, especially the creepers who do not have the power to climb themselves, so they take the shelter of the branches and the trunk of the tree and climb up them to the light. And they saw that the Lord had taken some flowers from the creepers as well as some leaves. And because Krishna collected the flowers and leaves from the creepers and He touched them, then they began to experience romancha, pulakadi, sved, varvarna, changing of color, and hair standing on end, shivering, and so forth. These are the different symptoms of ecstasy. So they thought, oh, Krishna has touched you. You are so fortunate. Now you have achieved the presence of the Lord, and because you are so dear to Him, you have achieved everything, and there's nothing remaining to be gained. We may endeavor so much. However, we try so hard to be free of worldly attachments and to be liberated, but it is very difficult. And, however, when we offer our minds and hearts to the Lord, and the Lord accepts us, then it is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible to achieve liberation or freedom from bondage in this world. So the gopis said, "O Saki, O friend, just look how the creepers embracing their husbands, the trees, they are always with the tree, never separate from the branches and trunks. They cannot climb up into the open light, and they cannot be protected from storm, heavy winds, and so forth. Therefore, they are always taking shelter of the trees, which are like their husbands. Without the shelter of like their husbands, they would be destroyed Therefore, they are always present with them. However, they are not so happy with them as when, like when they are embracing their husbands, they are not so happy as when Krishna touches them. People, like a wife, even with the help of her husband, she cannot always be happy, and she will not be free of all misfortune. But when Krishna, the soul of all souls, Paramatma, when you have a relation with him, or some connection, or are touched by him, and have relation with him, at that time, then all the ecstatic symptoms will manifest, such as hair standing on end, shivering, and so forth. Before, however much proximity you attain of things which will give you happiness, still you are not able to remain happy. And these objects, they do not have the quality to be able to please you permanently. It is only imagination or fantasy that, oh, I will be happy by these objects or substances help. But really, you are like in the ocean of misery, or like in the prison of sadness, unable to escape. So the gopis said here, like this, in the commentary, Jiva Goswami Prabhu explains. He said, the Brajadevis, when they went along their path and saw the footprints of a beloved of Sri Krishna, they had some inspiration come in their hearts. Oh, that Krishna has gone with one of his dear beloveds. Krishna has not gone alone. Krishna cannot hide anywhere alone. He has taken someone who is extremely or most dear to him and gone with her. Because she is so dear to him, he took her alone. If he was with everyone, then the freedom and happiness they could experience alone would have some obstacle. Therefore, Krishna went alone with her somewhere to hide. Those who are the Svapaksha gopis, they were very happy, seeing that Radharani was with Krishna. But the Vipaksha walis, those who are opposed to Radharani, they were thinking, oh, who is so dear to Krishna that he took her aside alone? And the Lord had to hide with one special gopi. Otherwise, oh, why would the Lord have to go separate? He is in everyone's hearts. He doesn't have any shyness. Why would he have to go alone to a hidden place with someone? That he is with all of us. And why would he have to leave all of us and take one separately alone? There must be some gopi who has worshipped him so much, performed so much strong austerity. Naya radida nunam bhagavan haririshvara yanno vihaya govinda pritoyat anayadraha. That what austerity has she performed, what worship has she performed, by which the Lord himself is taking her alone with him and worshipping her and serving her. And to please her, the Lord has left the rasa dance and hidden alone with her. How exalted she is, and how exalted her worship must be, that the Lord himself is worshipping her. Sukadeva Goswami wanted to indicate here to Parikshit Maharaj about Radharani's glories. After explaining all these pastimes now, he is showing him where to take shelter. Otherwise, if you go here and there and take shelter, then the Lord's mercy will not fall upon you, and you cannot become dear to him. If you take shelter of someone who is extremely dear to the Lord, by taking shelter of them, then the Lord will naturally be pleased with you, and the Lord will accept you as his own. Therefore, here the example is given that the creepers take shelter of the arms of the trees, the branches of the trees. Embracing them, they go up into the sky, into this air and light. So, in this world, people think that we will stay together and be happy, and we will be pleased always, but it is not possible. It is never possible that, oh, no one is your pran priyatam paramatma. No one is like the soul of your soul and your dear, like beloved. You cannot think that you can find a relation in this world as you can find with Sri Krishna, Paramatma, the soul of your soul. Therefore, the flowers and the creepers and the trees as well, when they were touched by Sri Krishna, and they understood Krishna to be their beloved, at that time they were so happy. And within them, the ecstatic symptoms began to manifest. And the gopis saw the indications of these manifestations of the bliss of the trees, plants, and creepers. If someone has some desire within them, then the eightfold manifestations of bliss cannot manifest, such as hair standing on end, shivering, choked voice, changing of color. All these manifestations of supreme bliss will not manifest as long as you have different material desires. In this world, there is no end to material desires. There is no beginning and there is no end. When we are born, we have desire. And when we die, we still have desire. Whatever we take, then it has some end. Nothing can be permanent in this world. But these material substances can never satisfy us. Therefore, we are always hankering for material things that cannot satisfy us because they are jad or inert and are temporary. So they cannot give us satisfaction of the soul. The gopis who are thinking of Sri Krishna and meditating on him and searching for him, they were extremely sad by the affliction of separation. However, within they still had some ulas, or like some exaltation in the connection and remembrance of the Lord. If there is no ulas or joy, exaltation, then they cannot give something up. In this world, if someone is very sad, or if like their partner has died or family member has died, they'll be sad for some time, but after some while they will forget, generally speaking, and move on. But after making a relationship with the Lord, one can never be separate from him. Why? Because they are so absorbed in bliss by relation with the Lord. In this world, such a bliss cannot be found. That person, if he has left someone, if you have been forsaken by someone, then it is like killing the relationship. After some time, it will completely be destroyed, and their loss or happiness in that relation will not be able to last forever. But a relation with the Lord is eternal, and once you have established that, it can never be broken, as we heard before. O Parikshit Maharaj, these gopis who were matwale, completely maddened in love for Krishna and searching for him here and there, they were kator, or lamenting in the deep affliction of separation from the Lord. And then they became hatas, or hopeless, thinking we have lost everything. And they lost all of their pride. Then, in extreme absorption of Sri Krishna, thinking of him so much, they became deeper and deeper absorbed and began to meditate and imitate his different pastimes. Sridhar Swami says here that what is the nature of the gopis? They became fully absorbed in Sri Krishna, and they became maddened in love. While searching for Sri Krishna, then they began to reenact and imitate Sri Krishna's pastimes. Jiva Goswami Prabhu says in his commentary, because of the sadness of their separation, it took on such a huge, powerful form. Before, the gopis were singing of Krishna's pastimes with loud voices, and now, deeply absorbed in Sri Krishna, they also imitated his pastimes, fully one at heart with Sri Krishna, or taratmik. They therefore became like exhibiting all Krishna's pastimes, and they gave up their own separate, different moods, and they began to lift up like their shawls and exhibit the pastime of lifting Giriraj. And they said to one another, "Oh gopis, I am Krishna. Just look at me. Look how I'm standing in a beautiful threefold bending form, and I'm standing below that Kadamba tree." As they imitated the pastimes of Krishna, then Krishna's forms, moods, and they became fully maddened, absorbed in this, and then began to reflect within them. Some gopis thought, "I am Jashoda Mata, and I am feeding Sri Krishna and fondling my beloved Sri Krishna." Then they became absorbed in this mood. And then one gopi began to chastise Krishna, catching another gopi. For example, in this way, they began to exhibit different pastimes in the different rasas in Braj, in the different moods of the Brajabasis. These all filled up their hearts. Chakravarti Thakur says, when the creepers did not respond to the gopis, the creepers who were touched by Krishna, the gopis thought they cannot speak because they are so maddened in love, having been touched by Krishna. They are unconscious in love. They asked all these creepers but received no response from anyone. Then they moved from one place to another, and at one point they became unable to search any further because of the deep, powerful affliction of their separation. And then they forgot who I am. And because of their full absorption in Sri Krishna, they began to imitate Krishna's pastimes. Meaning, they themselves began to think of themselves as Krishna. This is the symptom of extreme separation. And they began to experience this. In such deep absorption in Sri Krishna, they were so absorbed in Krishna Ras that they forgot their separation and began to experience as if they were Krishna. And they were so absorbed, and then they exhibited Krishna's pastimes. Then Yogamaya took away any pratikul bhav or any untoward mood, and then they developed an anukul or favorable mood and began to imitate different pastimes like Putana and so forth. Sukadeva Goswami said, "Oh Parikshit Maharaj, I am telling you a very secret thing. Listen, in this world, when you stay in household life, amidst your mother, father, brothers, friends, you have uncles, aunts, grandfathers, grandmothers. They come around you, surround you, and people think, someone thinks I am like a soldier, someone thinks I am like a proprietor." They become absorbed in these different roles, and the moods of this world enter them. One person will think, I am like the controller or the proprietor, but those gopis who are fully absorbed in Krishna, then within them no material pastime came within them, only Krishna's pastimes entered their minds and hearts. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami said, "O king, in this world, the conceptions and the moods, these will not go far away unless you become tadatmik, one at heart and one in absorption in the Lord. And until you completely submerge yourself in the pastimes of Sri Krishna and fully absorbed in remembering them, doing kirtan of them, hearing them, then in this way you can be separated from material affairs. And when these pastimes manifest in your heart and you begin to imitate them or exhibit them spontaneously, at that time Sri Krishna is not far away." One gopi then took the role of Putana, and another took the role of Krishna and sat on the other gopi's chest. Another gopi took the form of baby Krishna crying, and the other gopi took the form of like a mother. Because of their full absorption in Sri Krishna, the gopis were meditating on different pastimes, and then they began to reenact them. One gopi began to act like Putana, and the other acted like Krishna. And one became like Asaka, or Sakatasur, another became like Krishna in the crib. Jiva Goswami said that because of their full absorption in Krishna, in this way they began to imitate Krishna's different pastimes like Putana. Therefore here it is said, Putanaya Anta. One gopi, she began to reenact this pastime. Why? In the Madhurya Bhav, they were fixed in that mood, in the Madhurya Ras. And then, when Putana came to Braj, that seeing Krishna, she could not leave Braj. When Putana came to Braj, she took Krishna in her arms and left with him. However, Krishna did not want to go with her. He did not want to leave the Brajabasis. So, the gopis, like Krishna, they climbed on another gopi and began to reenact this pastime. One gopi began to weep and imitate the other pastimes of Sri Krishna. Another gopi began to take the position of Sri Krishna in the cart, and the other gopi like Sakatasur. But this is not some type of theater performance. Like, you may do this for some time, but that is not continuous. Again, some material mood will come, and you are still remaining in the material world. But the gopis, they were in the transcendental world, in their spiritual moods, and they were separate from any materialism. One gopi became like baby Krishna, and another took the form of like Trinavarta and picked up Krishna, showing like she was stealing Krishna. Another gopi, with her feet, thinking like one gopi took the form of like baby Krishna, and with her feet Sri Rasa-pancadhyayi says that Trinavarta came to Braj, and at that time, first he hid his form, did not show anyone. Why? He was hidden in the midst of the tornado, and that everything the air was filled with dirt, and stones were flying here and there. In this way, he himself was hidden amidst that whirlwind and tornado. And he thought, I will take Krishna away from Braj. However, Trinavarta, even though he hid his form, he could not hide from Krishna. The gopis said that, Trinavarta, he took Krishna away, but Krishna embraced his neck and manifested his form. He choked him, and then he left that body and took on a different form, a spiritual form. So the gopis thought, we will also find Krishna. He is hiding somewhere. Then one gopi sat down like a boy, like Krishna, and then another gopi picked her up and then took her like Trinavarta took Krishna from the courtyard of Nanda. Krishna is present everywhere, in the heart and outside and within. The gopis, however, they reenacted these pastimes. One gopi, like Krishna, has ankle bells, so they began to walk, and they had these ankle bells, and they began to walk and tried to attract Krishna with the sound of these ankle bells. Chakravarti Tagore says that the Trinavarta demon stole Krishna and left with him. However, the gopis thought, oh, Krishna has left. He will manifest himself, like when Trinavarta took Krishna. He did not stay hidden for long. He again became manifested. One gopi became Krishna and the other one became Balaram. And other gopis became like cowherd boys and began to play. They began to play like this. Also some gopis became like calves, and another gopi became like Vatsasur. One gopi became like Krishna and began to play with the other sakas. One gopi became Bakasura, the crane demon, and another gopi became Krishna. Then they reenacted this pastime. Like in the Vaishnav Toshini, Jiva Goswami Prabhu explains that the gopis began to exhibit these pastimes. This is not Ahangra Upasana, like Brahmavadis and Mayavadis perform pastimes, or they don't perform pastimes, but they try to think that I am God, and they think, oh, the gopis, they became like Krishna, we will also do spiritual practice, and then we will become the impersonal Lord, we will become Brahma, the impersonal spirit. They want to become merged within Brahman. However, here, the gopis who began to imitate Krishna's pastimes, they did not become Brahman. They were present, their individuality remained, and they imitated Krishna's pastimes but did not become Krishna. Krishna nourished them with his ras. And this ras was present with them. They did not lose this Madhurya ras. Like, for example, someone may get a degree from studying after passing his exams, and he may have gotten so much respect and a degree, but that doesn't mean he has forgotten all his education. Like, oh, you pass the test and then immediately you forget everything. It's not like that. If it is present with him, then he can even give others degrees, or he can teach others, and he can make others qualified by his own qualification. So Krishna, in the time of the Ras Leela, he met everyone, embraced them, danced with them, sang and met with them all. By this, then, Krishna's ras entered within them, and then they began to see and experience these moods of Krishna and imitate his pastimes. They, in this way, like perform the pastime of Krishna taking the cows out to graze and the calves with the sakas, with some gopis becoming sakas, some becoming the calves, and so forth. As Krishna would take the calves and sakas from one forest to another while playing the flute, in this way, the gopis, thinking themselves like Krishna, they began to play like playing the flute, and they showed like they were calling the cows and calves. Other gopis would come and glorify those gopis. Sridhar Swami says that those cows who had gone very far and had gone very far from Krishna, then Krishna, he plays the flute and calls the cows to him. He calls the different groups of cows, and they all run very quickly to Krishna. They stop grazing and immediately run to Krishna and come to him. So here, The gopis did not do this as some type of drama. It was a natural, like spontaneous reenactment. So one gopi would take like the role of Krishna and like play the flute, and the other gopis, some took like the role of cows and ran to Krishna. When Krishna killed Pralambasura, the gopis were absorbed in decorating Sri Kishore Krishna and meditated, absorbed within them. Therefore, this is called Anubhav, full of absorption and experience of Sri Krishna's pastimes. In this way, they began to imitate his pastimes. One gopi began playing the flute and attracted everyone to her like she was Krishna. And then another gopi, the other gopis would begin to glorify her. It is said that, sometimes if the sakas go far away from Krishna, or the cows go far away from Krishna, then Krishna calls them back by his flute, and they come to him. And in this way, Krishna gives them his ras through the beautiful playing of his flute. The flute gives them his adar sudaras, pure nectar from his lips, and the flute distributes that, and then they forget all the other rasas. So the gopis began to enact this pastime. They were so absorbed in Sri Krishna, thinking themselves like Krishna, that one gopi put her arm on the other gopi and walked like Krishna was with his sakas. She said, "I am Krishna. Oh sakas, just see my pastimes." One gopi became so deeply absorbed in Krishna, she became maddened and exhibited different moods of ecstasy. She said, she forgot who she was. In this way, she forgot her own separate existence, and herself became like Krishna. And then another gopi, she imitated Subal, and one gopi, the Krishna gopi, she put her arm upon Subal's shoulder, the other gopi, and said, "Oh, I am Krishna. Look how I am walking, and how attractive I am." One gopi became Krishna and said, "Oh, Brajbasis, don't be afraid because of the storm and the rain and the thunderbolts. I am here and I will arrange to protect you all," saying like this. Then she began to imitate like lifting up Giriraj, and she took her left pinky and lifted up in the air like she was lifting up Giriraj. She began to act like Sri Krishna. And with the help of other gopis, she began to say, "Oh, don't be afraid of the storm and the wind and the rain." Then she was meditating on Govardhan Leela, lifting Giriraj. One gopi said, "Oh, don't be afraid of the fire. I know how to swallow the fire. I will protect you all from the forest fire." And then she began to drink up the fire like the davana, like the pastime. She took her hand to her mouth and began to act like drinking the fire up. O Parikshit Maharaj, one gopi became like Kaliya Nag, another gopi became Krishna and climbed on her and stood on her shoulders and head. And then she said, "Oh, wicked snake, why have you come here to Braj? Leave Braj." And then she began to She said, "Oh, I've taken birth in Braj to protect everyone. Why have you come in Braj? And why are you disturbing the Brajabasis? Oh, you are trying to take over Braj? No one can take over Braj and disturb the Brajabasis. I will not allow it. Who do you think you are? Oh, your intelligence or your mind in your head, your brain. I will cleanse that all by dancing on your head. Now I will show you. I will break your head." And the gopi climbed on the other gopi and began to imitate this pastime of Krishna dancing on Kaliya. O king, as long as we have different moods and ideas in our head, then until that time we cannot go to Krishna. Even we go to Krishna in Vrindavan and we think, "Oh, this is my place, I'm the master here." We will not take shelter. And Krishna's associates, we will try to engage them in our service or try to control them. "Oh, I will eat the cows and the sakas, and I will kill the sakas and the Brajbasis and the Sakis. Then Krishna will be alone, then all of Braj will be destroyed, and I will even eat Krishna." Kaliya had a mood like this demonic mood. Gradually he was taking over Braj, like a python. First it will grab your toe. He will sit in some place, and then gradually he will take over the whole area. And then if someone comes in this area, he will destroy them. Like Kaliya, when he came into Braj, first he took a small place, then gradually spread his poison everywhere. Oh, he saw there's such nice arrangement in Braj, so much nice milk, everything is so nice. Then people come to Braj, and then they say, people come to Braj and see so many nice cows, and they said, "Oh, don't drink milk, this is the cow's blood. Oh, if you drink milk, it is like being a meat eater. Oh, do not take milk." In this way, demons come to Braj and say, "Don't drink milk. Don't take buttermilk. Don't take ghee. Don't take paneer or cheese." Why do they say like this? Oh, you will have to serve the cow? No. They say, if you do not drink milk or take sweet rice, then you will not also maintain the cows. The cows will move around like dogs in the street. No one will take care of them. If you don't take milk, okay? If you don't take milk, then who will maintain the cows and serve the cows? Then they will become like an ordinary animal that can be neglected or that is neglected. So we are even worse than cruel demons. That we don't want the mother to give her milk to her child. We say, "Oh, do not let the mother give her milk. This is better." But demons who eat animals, until they do not, if you don't drink milk, then where will spiritual power come and strength come? Where is protein? How will you get power in your body? That fruits and mother's milk and cow milk, they are not the same. They give benefit to everyone. If you give up fruits and milk of your mother, then such a shortness will come within you. Who will be able to fulfill that? Then you will want to eat animals. This is a demonic tendency. This is against devotion. People who spread these ideas, they are against the demigods and the Lord. They make all these new policies like don't take milk. They want you to stop serving the cows in this world. They are gomata. They are not just cows. They are called gomata, mothers. So mothers give their milk naturally. And you try to stop the mother from giving milk to the infant, that is like cruelty. They say, do not take paneer. This is like poison. This is like meat. These are demons. They try to convert good people and make them like them. Does Krishna not take milk? Krishna maintains everyone with this milk and Braj. And everyone is happy. Were they sick taking milk and Braj? But now we say, do not follow Krishna, do not take milk. This milk is poison, don't drink milk. these demons, if you associate with them, it will contaminate your mind. People say, don't eat anything that is mixed with milk. Don't even touch it. Not paneer, not cheese, nothing. Such wicked, evil demons. Oh, you don't take the cow's milk, then you become like you're like a demon. If you take milk, then a good mood of goodness will come. Sattva-gun. You will become able to follow dharma and very powerful and intelligent. But if you don't take milk, then your intelligence becomes like dry straw or grass. If you take potatoes, then you get a potato mind. If you take grass, your mind becomes like grass. Jagannath does not take cauliflower or other vegetables. Why? These vegetables are not good. Like, they make you like a vegetable. If you take the mother cow, her milk, then naturally her qualities come within you, which is sattva gun. But you don't want to be sattvic, or you don't want goodness and peace. You only want to fight with people. Therefore, you're always fighting with others and trying to stop them from taking like the shelter of their mothers. In this way, you're only spreading like the influence of quarrel and fighting, like Kali Yuga. The rishis and maharshis, sages, they would stay in the jungle and they would serve cows and take the cow milk. When Vishishta came to Vishwamitra's ashram, what did he see there? Then he offered pranam. Vishishta was a king and Vishwamitra was a famous sage, very famous. When he came, then Vishwamitra said, "Oh, king, you have come here." Now, he came there with all his soldiers. So he said, "Oh, if you give instruction, then I will give some prasad, an arrangement for all your soldiers, your animals, your elephants." Then he said, "Oh, you are just a Brahmin, you have a simple ashram. How can you maintain all of us and serve all of us? How will you maintain us? You cannot even give us water for all our elephants and horses and soldiers." He said, "No, if you request, then I will do it." So he said, "Okay, if you can, to serve the guest is very good." So at that time, he brought nice water, food for everyone, and everything for everyone. At that time. Then he said, "How have you done all of this so quickly? It is not that, even in my palace, there's not such nice food and arrangement and rooms and everything. There's not so much happiness, and we aren't. But you have fed us all here and given arrangement for all our army. How is it possible that you arranged all this from your simple ashram?" He said, "Oh, king, I have one cow, Gomata. She is Kamadhenu, wish-fulfilling, and she gives everything." "Oh, you have a cow like that? Then whatever wealth is in the world, that is considered the king's wealth," he said. "Oh, this is my wealth then. It is my kingdom, I will take her, I will steal that away." Vishishta said, "Oh, okay, then all the property is the king's, then take her, I will not give her, you can take her if you like. If demons are like this, then..." Gomata Shurabi said, "Oh, if he takes me, then they will not be satisfied just with the milk. He will try to take everything." So he said, "Will you protect me, please?" He said, "How can I fight with the king?" She said, "Can I protect myself?" "Oh, yes, if you like." Then the cow, Gomata, what did she do? She began to moo very loudly, and then as she mooed, then with that sound, so many soldiers appeared. And then they beat Vishwamitra and all his soldiers and kicked them far away, like routed them, and everyone ran back. But after what happened, their demonic tendency increased. So nowadays we are like this. When we see people are drinking milk and becoming full of good mode of goodness, intelligent, strong, then what do? We say, "Oh, do not take milk. This is evil. This is bad. We will not let others drink milk. They will not let people take ghee or cheese or paneer or sweets made of milk or rasgullas or paneer." We say, "Stop taking all milk products." Then we want everyone to be weak and foolish. Then they take another thing, like, oh, we want to become like snakes like this. We say, oh, this is goras. Do not take this goras. This is like, milk is called goras. So they say this is like blood. Oh, I'm eating meat and you are drinking milk. This is like the same. Milk and meat is like the same. How can you be a devotee and drink milk? Therefore, stop taking milk. In this way, these demons perform such, like, make so many, like, wicked philosophies to destroy everyone and destroy everyone's goodness, and to stop them from making any, like, spiritual mood or nirgun. That a mother gives milk for 1 year, but cows, they're like mothers who always give milk to their infants. But people say, oh, you are stealing this milk. This is wicked. But the cows, they always keep some milk for their calves. They give milk to the calves, and also they do not give everything to the calves because it would be too much. The calf's stomach would be disturbed. So she is maintaining everyone. She is also, like in Sastra it says, the cow is the mother of man as well. Man has 7 mothers and one is the cow. So she is also like the mother of mankind and gives her milk. So the cow is very intelligent. She will always save some milk for her calf. And even if you milk her afterwards, she will have some milk for the calf separately. And her milk is for everyone also. She will give that milk if she is loved, cared with love. Then also those who are caring for her nicely, they are not like wicked people. They will care for her as well. And she thinks, what is her mood? Oh, I am a mother. My life is for service. I have taken birth just to serve. So if you do not let to serve, this is durbuddhi. This is like our intelligence is so foolish. We are so foolish and wicked. And we are trying to enter the tamasic or mode of ignorance in the lower species, like serpents and other species that do not take milk. And then we're going towards the pathway to hell. Oh, if people take milk and became sattvic, this milk has power to protect you, and then it can free you from all types of illness and give all spiritual qualification. So much power will come by that. In the milk of cows, like gold is present. Why? That, it is not only like a yellowish color in real cow milk. Then, you will not have any lacking of anything in your body. That's why it is full of so much protein. But now is our intelligence contaminated now, and we are following some new philosophies. We will eat everything else. You say, no problem. That is all good. You can eat all these different chemicals, no problem, but don't take milk. We come from tamasic asura yonis, or like mode of ignorance and demonic wombs. Therefore we are like demons ourselves. We have different, like in astrology chart, there's 3 guns, like a human or devata or rakshasa, demon. So nowadays, these people who will not support this taking milk, then they're all like the followers of the rakshasas and born as like rakshasas in the rakshasa gun in astrology. They say, don't serve the cows and take cow milk. This is the calf's milk. You are drinking this. This is sin. Or their minds are brasta, completely like spoiled. The mother is taking care of her child and feeding her child, and also serving others. Like she's not only feeding her youngest child, she's also feeding the other child like a mother. She may give milk to more than one infant. So this is against like proper dharma. Some demons, they come and they say, we will not take cow milk, we cannot take it out. Then they put machines on the cow, and then the milk comes and then blood comes. This is their sinful activity because they are like demons. This is their cruelty. However, this is not the sastric injunction. This is not how it is done in Sastra. How will you take milk first? There's all proper process. Krishna said, Sarva Upanishadha Gavo Dagda, that Krishna himself said, all the Sastras became like a cow, and Arjuna is the calf, and I am the milkman, and I'm distributing this gyan, knowledge, the Upanishads of the cow, and they are like mothers. They are here for the welfare of everyone. The cows, they appear in this world, like the Shastra personified, Shastra, everything, they appear in this world to maintain everyone. and they take the form of a mother. And that, look, there are those animals that if you look at the nature of animals who give milk to their infants, just see their nature. And if you see, like you look at the nature of animals that feed meat to their young, some animals, like, they will not have milk. Instead, they will bring flesh. They will not give milk to their children. See their nature, and then see the nature of animals that give milk. Therefore, do not become filled with this wicked mentality or foolishness. As long as you are living, you should have this Suddha Sattvik Gun Bhav, pure mode of goodness and Nirgun mood. You should serve the cows, and you should accept the gifts from the cows, which is this milk and milk products. That, even if you do not have any other food, if you're fasting all day, if you can get a few like ounces of milk even, then your body will be nourished and maintained, and your body will not be weak. And like your bones will not be weak. Nowadays, that people's bones and bodies are very weak. It was not like this before. People would work so hard, and then they would take care of the cows and take cow milk, and they would use like cow dung as like cleaning their bodies like soap. But nowadays, we see people, they cannot do any hard work, and they get sick very easily. In Gurudev's time, I saw, the devotees and brahmacharis would work so hard. If sick people would come to Gurudev, Gurudev would say, go serve the cows and take cow milk. And then they became so healthy and strong and full of mode of goodness that the cows, their cow urine, their cow dung, by taking shelter of these things, then all sicknesses will leave one. But like our Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur in his time, he had a sevak who followed so much strong vairagya, renunciation. Then gradually, then he could not digest anything. He was doing so much renunciation, not eating anything. Then, he could not even digest anything. He would immediately pass it out. So Param Gurudev said, Prabhupada said, Vinod, go take him to some good doctor. So he said, there's such a good doctor in my area where I was a landowner. So if you like, I will take him there. He's a good sevak of the mutt. Vinod was the manager, and when Prabhupada asked, this brahmachari is so sick, take him there. So Param Gurudev went there to the doctor, and he told him of the symptoms. Then the doctor said, no medicine will work for him. That he cannot digest anything, so how will he take any medicine? So I'll tell you what to give him, by which he will become healthy. What is that? He said, every day, give him pure cow ghee. Every day, give him 1 teaspoon or 1 spoon in the morning and 1 in the evening. And then, after a while, give him more, like 2 spoons. Gradually come to the point where you give him 1 pao, like 200 milligrams a day, or 250. They said he cannot even drink water without throwing up or having diarrhea. So he said, most of the ghee will go, but something will stick, and that will give him strength gradually, and it will give him like a new life, a new strength. So in this way, take him and give him this ghee. So he brought him to Prabhupada and told him about this. And Prabhupada said, follow the doctor's instructions. Then every day, they started giving him a spoon of ghee in the morning and evening. He would eat it and pass most out. And sometimes he would pass involuntarily, and his cloth would all be soiled. Gradually, however, power and strength came into his body after a month or two, that he was being given 250 grams ghee every day. That, if you take flesh and put it in a container and you open it after a week or two, it is rotten, so many maggots are in it. But if you take ghee and open it a few weeks later, then only fragrance will come out. So if you put meat in front of your body, then such a horrible thing will come to your body, such a horrible condition. But if you put ghee in your body, then your whole body will become effulgent and filled with so much strength. Before, there was a rule that if someone came to your house, you would give them ghee as a gift. Now this thing has left. People say, you cannot take ghee, do not take ghee. But before, it was the custom, any guest would come, you would give them ghee. Or you would give them some laddu made with ghee, or methi laddu. in the winter, they said, "Oh, take these ladus and you will not feel any coldness. You will be strong and healthy." However, nowadays, what is the condition? Alas, people will take vitamin tablets and capsules, but they will not take any ghee or milk. They will not take any milk. They will say, "Oh, I cannot digest milk, so why not? Why can't you digest it?" To see this person, he became healthy even though he was about to die. So when misfortune arises within us and we are maintained and raised up by demons, then all these bad qualities come within us. However, if we want to be happy in our life, then certainly we must take milk, yogurt, ghee. Do not turn your face away with this, with contempt. I saw in Prabhupada's final time even, every day there would be chappan bhog, 56 items for Thakurji, and everything was cooked with pure ghee. So Prabhupada, he told his sevaks, "Oh, you are making kachoris for Thakurji? Then after bhog, bring me some prasadam." They said, "Oh, Gurudev, the doctor told you not to take any heavy food like this." He said, "Oh, the doctor, is he my master? He will stop my Mahaprasad. Oh, he is my ruler now, my controller." Then he began to chastise the sevak so much. When he would take prasad, Prabhupada would always take hot puris with ghee. Also, he would only take puris that were cooked in fresh ghee, not like ghee that was used many times. There is no taste like fresh ghee puris. So he would not, Prabhupada would always be served with like fresh ghee. When something is made with fresh ghee, it has some special quality. Therefore, in Mathura, there is gevar, one special sweet in a certain season. When the ghee makes the gevar one time, then that ghee is not used again. The next day they will make gevar with fresh ghee again. Then that is gevar or givar, and it is very tasty. And then when you eat it, you feel like, "Oh, I've eaten something in my life." And it is made in this winter time. They make so many nice sweets out of ghee. They make so much nice butter. If you take this butter, then what do people do? Oh, they will make milk powder. And this is not like the butter that comes out first. That is pure, proper butter, like not machine butter. And it is very soft and golden or white. When Krishna was sleeping in the morning, then Yashoda Mata would come with fresh butter, and she would wipe his mouth with a damp towel and then give the makhan in his mouth. And she saw Krishna smile so happily. She thought, "Oh, his throat must be dry." She had so much love for him. So she was thinking like this. So foolish people, do not hear the rascal talks or the foolish ideas of like demons and rascals. They have made some new philosophy to destroy the world. Therefore, do not listen to them. We are the followers of Krishna, and we are following the path of bhakti. We should follow the sastra. Do not try to break the sastra and make some new thing and start some new philosophy. Do not be crazy. Either these people are crazy or they are very wicked rascals. Therefore, do not listen to these people. As long as you have life, if you can, serve the cows. And even to your last day, if you are serving the cows and taking their milk, you will not have any problem. If you cannot do that, then help those who are serving the cows. If you pay even for milk, then that money will also go to help the cows if you're supporting like a proper goshala. And all seeds, whatever sweets you make, they should be made with milk products. There's no need to eat any other minerals and things like that. You do not need any other medicines and so forth. I remember that we served Gurudev so much. In the morning and evening, we would bring Gurudev milk. And Gurudev would take one bowl of milk in the morning, evening. Otherwise, Gurudev would not take anything. If you give some roti, then we would give some roti, ghee on the roti. Otherwise, then Gurudev, he would say, "Oh, this is like a widow's roti. How will you offer this roti to the Lord without ghee?" It is like thinking the Lord is like a widow without any money. That, nowadays we are wearing tilak and preaching, and we're saying, preaching against milk and ghee, like wicked followers of Kali. This is like the biggest activity of the demons. And now they are entering our temple and preaching. Therefore, don't follow into the grip of these crazy people. Otherwise, your heart will become contaminated and filthy. You will not be able to do bhajan. when Krishna was grazing the cows, Krishna himself, who is God, in the morning he goes and takes the cows out. However, when he calls the cows with his flute and the cows come to him, why? They have taken Krishna's adaramrita, the nectar from his flute playing. And the cows understand. They hear this beautiful sound of Krishna's flute, and all good mood is within them, and they come to Krishna. If you have served the cows in your life, then by the mercy of the cows, Kamadhenu, you can achieve everything. You will certainly get the mercy of Surabhi Mata. Therefore, follow the Sastra and do not make any new idea. Do not follow like a foolish person, do not follow become like a blind sheep and follow the blind sheep. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Milk Hari Bol.